So hello gamers and welcome back to another BattleBit Remastered video. Today we're going to talk about some of the biggest problems facing BattleBit right now that include in-game problems such as game balancing, the grind for unlocks, and most importantly, a very hot-buttoned issue about the privacy policy and recording in-game microphone in this game. So as I go through these topics, let me know down in the comments what your guys' opinions on all this stuff is, but yeah, let's get into it. So the first and probably biggest issue with the game right now by a long shot for most of the players in this game has been the game balancing. The game balancing in this game right now is really not good at all. It's actually super poor. There are a ton of guns in this game that feel redundant or not very good. And there are a bunch of guns in this game that are comically overpowered. Most notably, of course, the Chris Vector. The Chris Vector is so broken in this game to the point where the game is actually not fun for some people just because they keep getting vectored over and over again. And if you're going for high kill games, the only way to really play right now is to use the Vector, which is pretty annoying. So there's a lot of lack of content, but not just the Vector. I think a lot of the game balancing is in a really poor state because especially with the sniper rifles, they're all the same. Most of the sniper rifles in this game are so similar, and it's really unfortunate. I think the first two sniper rifles are a really good example of that. They're really similar. Same magazine capacity, basically the same firing, essentially same damage and hits to kill. A little bit difference in velocity. They're so close that they may as well be the same gun. And as somebody who loves to have a lot of variety in a game and guns that are really balanced regardless of the rank, I think this game does not do that well. The starter guns are very good, but there are just a few guns in this game that are just comically overpowered. The biggest one, of course, is still the Vector, and that is something they really gotta fix. The next thing is kind of just a gripe for me. I think the stats are really weird, and a lot of them don't make any sense or haven't been updated. Like the sniper bolting time makes absolutely no sense. It doesn't actually show the true bolting speed of guns. I don't know why these people keep proning in the middle. And some of the guns actually have inaccurate stats. For example, the AUG 3, I don't think it actually has 500 RPM. Apparently it has 600, but they just forgot to actually say that in the stats. And moving on to the second topic, we have the grind. This game has a massive grind, but also kind of not. I think you do unlock stuff pretty quick if you know what you're doing, but for the average person who's not getting too many kills or too much XP and isn't playing medic like crazy, you're not going to really unlock that much stuff. And some of the guns are just so spread out, it's weird. For example, at rank 15, you get the AK-15. That's the last assault rifle you get until rank 50. For 35 ranks, you don't get a single gun, and it's also the Scar H, which is basically a battle rifle. So the next actual assault rifle that you get is rank 75. That is crazy. You have to wait 60 ranks for a new gun. And if you're a big assault category player, yeah, you only get 3 assault rifles for 35 ranks. I don't think the battle rifles should be counted as assault rifles, but I do think that the assault class might need to get carbines or something. I know technically assault class should have assault rifles, but not really. And they're called automatic rifles, which is why I guess there's a battle rifle there. So assault doesn't necessarily mean only assault rifles. Overall, the grind is pretty crazy. I do think that spreading out guns made a lot of sense. Before in this game, you actually had guns really often, and then they basically spread it out to once every 5 ranks, but I don't think they spread it out correctly, I would say. Every 5 ranks sounds good and all until you realize that if you're playing a specific class, for example support, I don't think you get a second LMG until rank 50 as well. Although I think it might be lower than 50, but you have to wait quite a while to get the M249, and I think that's just an issue with the number of guns in this game not being that massive right now. It's only 40, which is a lot of guns, but when you have them spread out between that many classes, rank 70, you're gonna have 3 different sniper rifles to choose from. And that's gonna make the people who like to play a specific class feel like they're not really unlocking that much stuff, especially if they're not ranking up too fast. I haven't found the grind to be that bad because I like to use all the guns in this game, but that's just my opinion. A lot of people don't like to do that, you know what I mean? And I do pretty decent as well, so maybe that's helping me quite a bit to actually level up and get the guns faster, but that is a pretty big gripe that even I have with the game. And the next one could be a positive or a negative, and I've seen a lot of people in the comments talking about this. There aren't any shotguns in the game. Shotguns in all video games are really difficult to balance, so it's going to be really up to personal preference for the average person if they want shotguns to be in the game or not. Now, personally, I don't really care too much. I'm not a huge shotgun user in video games, but I do like to use them from time to time, and I would love to have a double barrel in this game. But personally, I don't think they need shotguns. I'd be completely happy if there weren't any at all, and a lot of people will not like shotguns at all. And the BattleBit devs have not really said if they're going to add shotguns, but if they do, I think that they'll have to make them really balanced, and right now, the balancing has not been good at all to begin with, so I do not think that having shotguns would be a really good idea at all until they figure out the balancing. And I don't know how they're going to figure out the balancing. Hopefully the devs just know how balancing works, because right now some of the balancing for the guns is just straight up baffling. But let me know what you guys think about shotguns down in the comments. Do you think shotguns would be a good feature in this game? I think if they added them only as support weapons, that would be pretty fun. I think a support shotgun player would be honestly not too bad, because they wouldn't be able to just run around the map like crazy. That would make them more of a CQC, but not extremely overpowered role. I think if you had medics or engineers without armor running around and using the shotguns, I think that that would be a little bit too good, but I do think that it would be cool to have more options for support players in general. So I do think shotguns is worth looking into, but I'm not saying they should add them or shouldn't. I think it's really up to community feedback on whether or not they should, but I've seen some people talking about it. I honestly haven't really even missed the shotguns being in the game. Honestly, I kind of forgot that they could have had shotguns in this game to begin with, so they're not super sorely missed. I do think that they would be pretty balanced if they did them correctly, because a lot of fights in this game are terrible for shotguns anyway. I think there's a really easy way to add shotguns, but it is something that a lot of people are going to disagree on, so let me know in the comments. I don't really have too much of an opinion on it. I'm fine either way, to be honest. As long as the shotguns don't get too broken, I'm fine with them being in the game, and if they aren't in the game ever, I'm not really too opposed to that either. The next thing that's really an issue right now is the class balancing, and especially how useless the leader class is. Now, there is a leader class which you can select if you're the leader of a team. Now, that sounds like it would be good, right? You get some kind of special ability. Well, actually, you kind of don't get anything at all. Like, you do get access to a wide variety of guns that a medic class would already have, and you're kind of thinking, well, I can put down the spawn beacon that only the leader of a team can put down. Yes, you can do that, but only if you're the leader of the team. But also, you don't actually have to be the leader class. You just have to be the leader of the team. To use the rally point, you can be any class you want to, which is so weird. I don't know why that's a thing. I feel like you should have some reason to use the leader class, but you don't. The other thing is, of course, the medic class is super broken. The assault class is pretty well balanced. The support class is pretty well balanced. The engineer class is pretty well balanced. And I guess the sniper class is well balanced because it has sniper rifles. But yeah, the sniper gadgets aren't too good. The medic class is so good. That's the main thing. Like, the medic class is so incredibly broken. I think I have a way to make it more balanced, and that's basically, I don't think that the medic class should be allowed to use C4. Oh wow, you can actually jump this? Oh, that's crazy. I didn't know you could do that. And most importantly, I do think that the assault rifle class being on medic makes the medic class a little bit too overall, like, good for everything. Spamming C4 and having assault rifles is too much for the medic, and the medic has a massive variety of weapons that they can use, which makes the medic the overall best class in the game by a long shot. I think there's a few ways you could fix this. Most notably would probably be actually adding health regeneration to every class in the game, making it really, really slow though, because other classes literally just cannot heal by themselves except for bandages, which don't get you anywhere near full health. You can only use them while bleeding, and it basically just stops you from dying. It doesn't really give you any more health, which makes the medic class just the best class in the game for team play as well as solo play. The engineer probably being like a close second, but really the medic class is the way to go. But I don't think the medic class should be any less powerful for like helping your team. You kind of want that team play to be there, and you don't want the other classes to just be able to heal themselves super well either. So I do think having like a tiny amount of passive regen where you would be able to fully heal over a few minutes, I think that would actually fix a lot of the solo play being really terrible with this game sometimes, outside of being a medic yourself, because you can just heal yourself all the way up to full health. And yeah, the game is not about playing solo, but sometimes you're just not going to get healed by your team, and it's going to be bad. You're going to be stuck on like 25 health. But let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this. Is making the other classes have regen going to make the medic unusable? Is removing those guns going to make it unusable? I don't think so. Personally, I just think that the medic class is too broken as somebody who mains medic only. Like, I basically only use medic except when somebody pulls out a vehicle that's really broken. Then sometimes I have to play engineer to basically just like counter that vehicle. Oh, that is such a good job. But yeah, other than that, I do find the classes to be pretty overall balanced. I would say assault just doesn't need to be only assault rifles. I'd say having like a couple other classes, like maybe just carbines, and that's about it. Because having only assault rifles or automatic rifles, it is a big class, but it is kind of limiting it in comparison to many of the other classes in the game, like medic, like engineer. And the next thing that's really annoying is the locking squads feature. They should not remove the ability to lock your squad, but sometimes your squads actually get automatically locked at the start of the game. And I've had lobbies where people are spamming in the chat, hey, unlock the squads, because nobody can join any of the squads, and everyone's stuck making their own with only one person, or joining like the only squad that exists, which usually only has like 2 people on it. So you're kind of stuck with no spawns. You can't change your spawn, and locking your squad is something that shouldn't be really on by default. It should not just be something that's on basically ever. It is cool that you can lock your squad if you just want to play with a couple of friends, but honestly, I feel like playing with a squad at maximum capacity is always the best, even if you're playing with your friends. When I'm playing with my friends, I actually like to join a squad that has like 5 people and then add those 3 players in and fill it up to 8, because that way I get to play with my friends and have a lot of extra spawns. But maybe some people don't like doing that. I just don't understand what the reason for that would be. So it is cool that you can lock your squad if you really want to, I guess, so people don't like steal your kills if you're going for high kill games. But other than that, it shouldn't auto lock your squads, which I think it does. And so people have to request everybody to unlock their squads, which is dumb, bad feature. I think think it should be on only when you turn it on. It should be off by default. But having it in the game is definitely nice. I just don't think it's really going to be something that most people want to have on, so that's why it shouldn't be on by default. The last thing is probably an issue that most people won't have a problem with, but it is the privacy policy of this game, which some people say that it's selling your voice recordings, which it's a team of like 3 people working on an indie game. I don't think they care about selling your voice recording, so I think that argument is kind of a hoax, or people just thinking that random people are more malicious than they are. I don't think that's true. I guess it is something to keep in mind if you play this game. Keep in mind that they can use your voice recordings to ban you, which is honestly, it's a little bit weird, but as long as it keeps people from being super crazy in the chat, I don't think it's like that big of a deal. Bro cannot use his gun in there. You gotta be so careful in there. You can't use your gun. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about that one in the comments. They can access your voice recordings, probably even when you don't have your microphone on, but that is pretty weird. But there's a lot of players in this game. I don't know what they'd use that information for, but definitely a little bit weird, and I can see why people would be kind of weirded out by it, but I don't think that they're actually like selling your voice recordings or what some people have been saying. But it is definitely, if you have a problem with it, it's a pretty massive problem. I think privacy is something that people need to take more seriously. I don't really care that much about this one in particular, but if you do, just don't get the game. Like, literally just don't get the game, because I guess you can opt out of voice chat, but then the game, it won't be that fun, you know? I think voice chat is like half of what makes this game as fun as it is. That's just my opinion, and I think the game overall for the gunplay is really good too, but the voice chat is what sets it apart from many other games, because lots of games have good gunplay. I wouldn't say this game has like outstanding perfect gunplay, but it's good. But the proximity voice chat is just what makes it on another level, and the size of the lobbies. But yeah, gamers, if you guys did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe if you're new. Comment down below what you guys think about any of these issues with the game. I think that the one that needs to be addressed the most by far is the balancing. The balancing in this game has been a little bit horrendous at times. Some of the guns are just way too good. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Have a nice day.